So how's it going, everybody? It is your boy T Glizzy here, and I am excited to be bringing you guys another awesome video today. So in today's video, we are actually going to be taking a look at a brand new move coming to Destiny, and that's going to be finishing move. So brand new move for Bungie to be making is to be adding finishers into Destiny, which isn't a brand new concept, but it also is a new concept for the Destiny universe. If you guys have been a fan of Bungie for a while, then you guys remember when they introduced the assassinations into about to say Destiny 1 into Halo Reach, and this was back in 2010. So this has been around for quite a while, and to see it turn into something into Destiny is quite interesting to see. I just wanted to start off on that note that this isn't a brand new concept, but this is a old concept put into the oven and rebaked as this brand new concept, and it looks really good. I'm actually excited mostly for this inside of the Shadowkeep expansion, just because it is a brand new character mechanic inside of the game. It's something so different, such as like a class ability or something very interesting, and we're going to be diving into the juicy details of what these brand new finishers are going to be about. And no, they're not just going to be for show, these are actually going to be in-game changers. So let's talk about these brand new finishers. So this interview is from Polygon, and it's between Mark Noseworthy and Luke Smith, and they're talking about the finishers inside of the game and how they actually benefit players. So they aren't just cosmetic, they actually benefit the player. When enemies get low and their health threshold reaches a certain limit, then it's going to indicate for you to use your finishing move. We kind of knew that this was going to be the purpose of it, was when the health is super low, because it is a finisher, then you are going to be able to expose them and use this ability. But we didn't know to what extent this was actually going to mean. If it meant basically they were dead, one shot away from death, and you could use a finisher as a cool look. But no, it's actually meaning that if a enemy gets to about a quarter health and you have certain perks maybe for your finisher, then you'll be able to actually execute that enemy with 25% of their health left. And that's actually a huge beneficial factor, because you would have had to DPS that amount of health down with your weapons or something like that. But the fact that you're exposing your character, which they speak about a lot inside of this article, that you're exposing yourself to danger, so they want you to have a payoff for that. So if you're exposing yourself to something super dangerous, then they want the payoff to be pretty significant. So you're exposing yourself to the enemy, maybe you're going up to a boss, he's at about 15% health, and you're going to execute this finisher move, which you will take damage in the whole entire time you're executing this animation. And once you are able to finish off this finisher, you eliminate 15% of their health and completely kill them. So this is something beneficial to the player that they want to actually integrate as a brand new system into the game, and I actually think is really interesting. So when you enter your finishing move, you're actually going to be using a small percentage of your super bar, and at the cost of that, you're going to be able to generate, let's say, ammo for your teammates. So once you perform a finishing move, you'll be able to generate ammo. This is going to come from the mods that you apply to your finishing move. So the way mods are going to work for your finishing moves is you're going to apply these mods to a certain piece of gear. They haven't said yet what piece of gear is actually going to take these mods for these finishing moves. It could be its own complete separate piece of gear, but we don't know at this moment. But all we know is you're going to be applying these mods to a piece of gear, and then these mods are going to actually interact with these finishing moves as a cosmetic type of thing. So the finishing moves are cosmetic, and the abilities you get from the finishing moves aren't cosmetic. So that's basically the easiest way you can break it down, is that the finishing moves, the way they look, the way they perform, are actually all cosmetic that can be purchased from Eververse. You can purchase different ways how you finish enemies off, but let's say you like a bonus that a mod that you actually found out there that you can apply to your boots. So you apply this mod to your boots, and it gives you heavy ammo upon killing an enemy with the finishing move. But you like the way a certain finishing move looks, let's say an exotic finishing move, and you perform that finishing move, and you will get heavy ammo from your mod. So it's just basically a cosmetic thing, kind of like gear, and then the mods you apply to gear right now, except the finishing move is going to be its own piece of gear and have its own little mods attached to it. It's basically the easiest way I could break down on how we're actually going to be applying mods to our finishing moves. And like I stated, that these finishing moves are cosmetic. The finishing move is cosmetic, so you can purchase different finishing moves from the Eververse store, but they also go on to state that you can unlock different finishing moves, like epic ones, from completing difficult in-game challenges. So if you do something absolutely insane like the mountaintop quest and you actually get that done, you'll get a special finishing move for doing that. Not a mod for doing that, but a finishing move, a special one that was specific for the mountaintop quest, and then you're going to go ahead and apply mods to that finishing move. So that's also very neat that you can find them out in the world, and it's not just going to be completely cosmetic where you have to go to Eververse and actually just purchase your finishing moves. So it's really cool to know that you're going to be able to earn them in game too if you don't want to go to Eververse and purchase the finishing moves. But like I want to keep just stressing, you don't have to purchase the mods that affect the player, such as dropping heavy ammo on a finishing move, dropping primary ammo, maybe even sometimes when you can perform a finishing move you provide health orbs to your teammates where they don't need to be running the perk on their cloak to get orbs and, you know, regen health. Maybe your orbs just automatically regenerate their health. So different mods like that are stuff that you actually have to earn in game, but the finishing move itself is a cosmetic thing that can also be purchased from Eververse or earned through difficult in-game challenges. So wrapping up this article here, Luke Smith goes on to say that at the launch of Shadowkeep, you're only going to be able to equip one of these finishing moves. So you're only going to be able to equip one of these finishing moves, maybe your favorite one. You're only going to be able to slot one of them at the time, but they're working really hard on equipping multiple finishing moves. Their goal for the end result of this finishing move type of system is to have it like a box of chocolates, as Luke Smith describes it, as each time you go to perform your finishing move, it's a different, more random finishing move every time. So it feels like you're actually mixing up the, you know, gameplay a little bit, and you're not just completely doing the same finisher. Sometimes you might go up and you might punch him in the face. Sometimes you might go up, you might pull out a knife and do a finishing move. Another time you might, you know, do something else to him. They want to actually mix it up and not have you just constantly using the same finishing move, which is a really interesting take on it. I didn't even expect them to be doing something like that, let alone doing finishing moves, but I didn't expect them to have it as a randomized thing where you go up and you perform a finishing move and you get like a wheel of what, like 6 finishing moves that you can perform, and it's just gonna pick at a random will which finishing move you actually do. I think that's really awesome. And each day they're working on these finishing moves more and more. They said that each day is different and that these things are changing like crazy. They're adding stuff, they're taking away finishing move things, they're doing all types of stuff, and it varies day from day. They said that even on the launch of Shadowkeep, there could be a patch that actually changes up some of the things to finishing moves. So it's definitely not a finalized thing, and it's something that's going to be very polished for Destiny 3. Definitely going to be a core thing for Destiny 3. But right now we're seeing basically the infancy form of these finishing moves, and I'm all down for it. I'm all down for this brand new mechanic inside the game. It's definitely a different way to play, changes up the pace of the gameplay, definitely changes up the way you play. I mean, I just love how they're integrating tons of RPG and MMO elements into this game, such as even roles for this game. A lot of roles have been introduced. That's for a later video that we're going to be talking about how roles have been introduced into this game. Very interesting take, and I love how they're approaching it. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. That was the full Polygon article. If you guys want to go ahead and check it out for yourself, I'm going to go ahead and link it inside of the description for all you guys to, you know, read and go over to yourself, because we just skimmed over all the juicy parts of it, but there is a little bit more nitbits of stuff inside of there that you guys can piece together and read for yourself. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to let me know by slamming that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I've been your boy T Glizzy. You guys have been my awesome viewers, and I'll see you guys in another. Peace.